Stop eating dinner and going straight to bed on an empty stomach. You are letting your legs die in their sleep. Most seniors have no idea that their legs do their deepest healing at night. While you lie flat for those 8 hours, your body runs its most extensive vascular repair of the entire day. Vessels rebuild. Nitric oxide regenerates. The collapsed capillaries in your calves and feet get their single chance to recover. That repair runs on fuel, and the fuel has to be sitting in your bloodstream when the window opens. Go to bed empty, and the repair stalls. Nothing happens. Night after night, your legs lose ground while you sleep straight through it. A 72-year-old man, my patient, cold feet every night, numb toes, legs that felt like concrete by every evening. His pedal pulse was faint. Capillary refill in his toes dragged past 7 seconds, and normal is under 2. His legs were starving every single night, and he had no clue why. He was already on a statin for cholesterol, low-dose aspirin, and a blood pressure pill. None of those medications touched the real problem, because his circulation problem was not in his waking hours. It was in those 8 hours he spent unconscious. I had him eat and drink a few specific things before bed. Changed nothing else in his daily routine. 6 weeks later, his feet ran warm overnight for the first time in years. Refill back under 3 seconds. Walking the full block without his calves seizing. That is what overnight vascular repair looks like when you finally give it the fuel it needs. These foods and drinks flood your bloodstream right as the repair window opens. They fire nitric oxide overnight, widen the vessels, and push blood down into capillaries daylight never reaches. Your legs rebuild while you sleep instead of rot. Lock in for food number 2, because it spikes overnight nitric oxide harder than anything else on the list, and your legs feel it by sunrise. Run any new nightly routine past your prescribing physician first, especially if you take blood pressure drugs, heart medication, or diabetes pills, because these items can genuinely move your numbers. Every source I cite is linked in the description below. Before we start, tell me who I am reaching tonight, your age, and the country you are watching from. Drop it in the comments. I read and answer every single one myself. Now I am walking you through 5 specific things, in reverse order, building up to the most powerful at number 1, and we start with a strange little item most people would never touch at night. It is the exact fuel your legs have been starving for. Number 5, Tart cherry juice mixed with black pepper. This one sounds strange, but stay with me, because the science behind it is remarkable. Tart cherry juice has been used for decades by athletes to reduce muscle soreness. But what researchers discovered about its effect on blood vessels in older adults changed the entire conversation. A randomized study published in the journal Food and Function followed older adults who drank 8 ounces of Montmorency tart cherry juice every evening for 12 weeks. By the end of the study, the participants showed meaningful improvements in endothelial function, which is your blood vessel's ability to relax and expand, and their systolic blood pressure dropped significantly compared to baseline. The active compounds are anthocyanins, the deep red pigments that give the cherries their color. Anthocyanins trigger your body to produce more nitric oxide, the molecule that signals your blood vessels to open. But here is the problem most supplement companies leave out. Anthocyanins on their own are not easily absorbed by your gut, so most of what you swallow never reaches your bloodstream. This is where the black pepper comes in. Black pepper contains piperine, which has been shown in published absorption studies to enhance the bioavailability of plant polyphenols, including anthocyanins. Adding a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper to your cherry juice measurably increases the active dose that actually reaches your circulation. So here is exactly how to do it. Get a bottle of pure Montmorency tart cherry juice concentrate, not the sweetened cocktail version, the real concentrate. About 30 minutes before bed, pour 2 tablespoons of concentrate into a glass and mix it with 6 ounces of water. Add a small pinch of freshly ground black pepper, stir it well, and drink the entire glass. The reason you drink it before bed is that your body is already entering repair mode during sleep, and the anthocyanins layer on top of that natural process to maximize overnight vessel relaxation. Most seniors report warmer feet and lighter legs within the first 3 to 5 nights. One thing to keep in mind: The Tart cherry concentrate does contain natural sugars, roughly 13 grams per serving, so if you are managing blood sugar or taking diabetes medication, speak with your doctor before adding this to your nightly routine. Now let me move on to something even more powerful at number 4. Number 4, raw cocoa nibs before bed. This is not about eating a candy bar before you go to sleep. That would spike your blood sugar and actually make circulation worse. We are talking about raw cocoa nibs, crushed pieces of pure cocoa beans with nothing added, no sugar, no milk, no processing. And the research on these little crunchy pieces is absolutely stunning. A pilot randomized trial indexed on PubMed, the Cocoa PAD study, looked at cocoa flavanols in older adults with documented peripheral arterial concerns. Subjects who consumed a high flavanol cocoa drink every evening showed meaningful improvements in walking performance and calf blood flow compared to placebo. Follow-up work published in Food and Function extended similar findings to healthy elderly participants, showing improvements in exercise capacity and circulation markers. The active compounds are flavanols, and raw cocoa nibs contain more flavanols per gram than almost any other food on the planet. Flavanols trigger nitric oxide production in the lining of your blood vessels and reduce the oxidative stress that stiffens them with age. Now here is why you eat them at night. And this part is critical. Cocoa flavanols reach their peak concentration in your bloodstream about 2 to 3 hours after consumption. If you eat them right before bed, your blood vessels are getting the maximum benefit during the deepest phase of sleep, when growth hormone release and tissue repair are at their peak. The flavanols amplify that entire process. The preparation is simple. Measure out about 1 tablespoon of raw cocoa nibs, roughly 15 grams. You can eat them straight, they have a strong bitter chocolatey crunch, or you can mix them into a small spoonful of almond butter to make them easier to take. Do not heat them up because high temperatures damage the flavanols and erase most of the benefit. Do not mix them with dairy either, because published research has shown that milk proteins bind to flavanols and block your body from absorbing them. Eat them plain or with a plant-based fat. Some people worry about caffeine in cacao, but raw nibs contain only about 12 milligrams per tablespoon, compared to 95 milligrams in a cup of coffee. Most seniors tolerate this perfectly well without any sleep disruption. The key is consistency. The circulation benefits build over time, with published trials showing significant improvements after 4 to 6 weeks of nightly consumption. Now let us get into number 3, because this one works fast. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button, and do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you do not miss more videos like this. Number 3, Cayenne Pepper Warm Honey Tonic. If you have ever eaten something spicy and felt your face flush and your skin get warm, you already know what cayenne pepper does to your blood flow. But what most people do not realize is that this exact mechanism can be used strategically before bed to keep circulation moving all night long. Capsaicin is the active compound in cayenne pepper, and it works by activating TRPV1 receptors on the walls of your blood vessels. When these receptors get triggered, your vessels dilate and blood moves through with far less resistance. Research published in Circulation Research demonstrated that chronic dietary activation of TRPV1 by capsaicin increases phosphorylation of endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which is the enzyme your body uses to make nitric oxide. Subsequent reviews indexed on PubMed confirm that capsaicin promotes vascular health by increasing nitric oxide production and reducing inflammation in the vessel lining. Here is the part that matters most for overnight use. The vascular effects of capsaicin are sustained, with measurable nitric oxide activity extending for hours after a single dose. That means 1 serving before bed keeps your vessels relaxed through your entire sleep cycle. The preparation is very straightforward and you do not need much. Warm up about 8 ounces of water until it is comfortable to drink but not boiling. Add 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder and start with less if you are sensitive to spice. Then stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey. The honey is not just for taste. Research indexed in the Journal of Medicinal Food has shown that raw honey contains hydrogen peroxide compounds that independently support blood vessel health and reduce inflammation. The two together create an effect that is greater than either one alone. Drink this tonic about 20 minutes before bed. The warmth of the water helps your body absorb the capsaicin faster, and the honey coats your stomach so you do not get a burning sensation. Within about 15 minutes, you will likely feel warmth spreading through your body and down into your legs. That is the capsaicin opening your vessels in real time. One important note for seniors who take blood-thinning medications. Capsaicin can enhance the effects of these drugs, so it is critical that you talk to your doctor before adding this to your nightly routine. For everyone else, this is one of the fastest-acting natural vasodilators you can consume. Some participants in clinical contexts reported feeling noticeably improved leg circulation after just a single night, and the full benefits continue to build over several weeks of consistent nightly use. Over an 8-week stretch, several seniors I have tracked quietly cut back on their afternoon ibuprofen once nighttime leg cramping stopped waking them up. This next one at number 2 is going to surprise you. Number 2, watermelon rind blended smoothie. You have been throwing away the most powerful part of the watermelon your entire life. That pale green and white rind that everyone cuts off and tosses in the trash contains a concentration of L-citrulline that is meaningfully higher than the sweet red flesh you have been eating. L-citrulline is an amino acid that your body converts into another amino acid called L-arginine, which then gets converted into nitric oxide. This is the same nitric oxide pathway we have been talking about, the molecule that opens your blood vessels wide and lets blood pour through. A meta-analysis published in Frontiers in Nutrition reviewed multiple trials on L-citrulline and watermelon supplementation in middle-aged and elderly populations, and the pooled results showed significant improvements in flow-mediated dilation, the clinical measurement of how well your vessels expand, along with meaningful reductions in systolic blood pressure. Other indexed research has shown reductions in ankle blood pressure and improvements in arterial stiffness in adults with pre-hypertension. The reason to consume this before bed ties directly into how your body processes L-citrulline. Research shows that L-citrulline has a plasma half-life of several hours, meaning it stays active in your body for a sustained window. When you take it before sleeping, the conversion to L-arginine and then to nitric oxide happens gradually through the night, giving your leg blood vessels sustained relaxation for the full 8 hours of sleep. Here is how to prepare it. Take a piece of watermelon rind about the size of your hand. Cut away the hard outer green skin, but keep all of the white part. Chop it into chunks and put it in a blender with half a cup of water and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The lemon is important because vitamin C has been shown in published research to slow the breakdown of nitric oxide and keep it active longer in your bloodstream. Blend it until smooth and drink the entire mixture about 30 minutes before bed. The taste is very mild, slightly sweet, and the lemon makes it refreshing. Most people are genuinely surprised at how pleasant it is, considering they have been throwing this part of the fruit away forever. For maximum results, use organic watermelon when possible, and make sure the rind is fresh, not dried or processed. Within the first week of nightly use, many seniors report that their legs feel lighter in the morning, nighttime cramping decreases significantly, and the cold tingling sensation in their feet begins to fade. And now we have arrived at the number 1 most important item on this entire list. Number 1, beetroot juice combined with raw garlic. This is the combination that genuinely surprised me the first time I read the published research. Concentrated beetroot juice is one of the richest dietary sources of inorganic nitrate on the planet. When you drink it, bacteria on your tongue convert those nitrates into nitrites, which then get converted into nitric oxide in your stomach and bloodstream. Beetroot contains more dietary nitrate per serving than almost any other common vegetable juice. Now add raw garlic to the equation, and something powerful happens. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which activates a separate nitric oxide pathway in your body, called the endothelial nitric oxide synthase pathway. A randomized study published in Food and Function gave older adults concentrated beetroot juice every evening for 4 weeks and documented significant improvements in femoral artery endothelial function and skeletal muscle microvascular response. A follow-up paper in the American Journal of Physiology extended similar findings to a 12-week protocol. Other ongoing work indexed on clinicaltrials.gov, including the BEAT-PAD trial, is specifically evaluating beetroot juice as an intervention to reverse functional impairment in peripheral arterial disease. The combination of dietary nitrates from beetroot and the sulfur compounds from raw garlic appears to flood your system with the vasodilating molecule from 2 directions at once, the nitrate to nitrite pathway and the enos pathway. Here is the exact preparation method. Take about 3 ounces of pure beetroot juice, either freshly juiced or from a concentrate. Do not use the kind with added apple juice or sweeteners. Take 1 small clove of raw garlic and crush it with the flat side of a knife. Then let it sit for 10 minutes. This waiting period is critical. Crushing garlic activates an enzyme called allinase that converts allicin into allicin, and it needs time to complete that chemical reaction before the active compound reaches its peak. After 10 minutes, chop the garlic finely and swallow it with the beetroot juice like you would a small pill, chased with a sip of water. Do this about 45 minutes before bed. The nitrates from the beetroot juice peak in your blood at about 2 to 3 hours, and the allicin from the garlic works on its own timeline. Both are still active when your body enters its deepest phase of sleep. Seniors in multiple published trials reported waking up with warmer legs, reduced swelling, and a noticeable decrease in the numbness and tingling that had been bothering them for years. This is not a theory. This is what the published literature keeps showing up, study after study. Because these are real vascular mechanisms doing real work. Take your blood pressure at the same time each evening for 2 weeks and write those numbers down. That is how you prove it to yourself before you prove it to anyone else. And that wraps up all 5 of the strange drinks and foods that clinical research says you can use before bed to support blood flow and circulation in your legs. Every single item on this list is backed by peer-reviewed research, and most of them can be found at your local grocery store for just a few dollars. The most important thing you can do right now is pick even just one of these and try it tonight. Start with whichever one feels easiest for you. You do not need to do all 5 at once. Even a single change can produce noticeable results by tomorrow morning. Your legs have been waiting for this. Your circulation has been silently struggling every single night, and now you have 5 real tools to fix it naturally, without expensive medications or complicated treatments. Pick one of these. Try it tonight. Pay attention to how your legs feel when you wake up. Then come back and tell me in the comments what you personally noticed. If this video helped you, or you learned something new today, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss our next video, where we reveal even more science-backed secrets your doctor rarely has time to walk you through in a 15-minute appointment. Share this with someone you love whose legs have been bothering them, because they will thank you for it. If you are new to Wellness by Dr. Sophia, this channel is dedicated to giving you the science-backed tools you can use tonight, not next year, not after your next appointment, but tonight. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and let me know in the comments where you are watching from. Thank you so much for spending the next few minutes with me. I am Dr. Sophia. This is Wellness by Dr. Sophia, and I will see you again in the next